Hey everyone, how's it going? So what am I working on now? Well, I'm actually not working on this. Jaden's working on this. This is a 2013 E350. It's got like 260 something thousand miles on it. 5.4 liter. And customer brought it in and said it started leaking oil quite a bit. Okay, they said they leave it running and it'll leave drip marks on the ground. Okay. So he gets it inside and he puts it up in the air. He says, it looks like it might be rear main seal leak because it's leaking between the block and the tranny. Okay. But he's like, something's telling me to look a little further. So he took the engine cover off and he started looking and he found something. So unfortunately, this thing's going to need a motor. But let me show you what we got here and so you can see what he was looking at. So here we are up underneath and you can see here's a starter. You can see all the oil there. See all the oil on the bell housing. That's why he's like, you know what? It looks like rear main seal, but it's up too high. And you can see it's even gotten on the exhaust and burned off. It's back onto the tranny. It's on a cross member. So it's a pretty substantial leak. You see it all the way up in there. Now he did spray it down with some brake clean. That's what that is. So what did he find? Well, let me show you. I can't put this thing all the way up in the air. The lift won't go up high enough because of the roof on it. But let me show you what we found. Hold on a second. Let me let this down. So here we are underneath the hood. Really not much to see here. So let's go to the inside. I want to pan down because I don't want to take a picture of the door because it has a company name on it. So going to the inside here. Just a couple things. Hang on one second. So he had taken brake clean and he cleaned off back here. But I don't know if you could see that. What did somebody do here? That's like some kind of silicone, JB Weld, something. Not quite sure what happened there, but the block has got a crack in it. That's not a head gasket. That is the block. Let me start it up so you can actually see it. Hold on a second. I'm gonna try to manipulate myself into the vehicle. Now you see the oil pooling up at the bottom of the silicone there. This was all clean before. Actually, let me clean this off. That's the spot right there. See it? That is a pretty substantial leak. Now I'd be willing to bet you're going down the road, whatever your RPMs are or you're accelerating, and it's building up oil pressure as you're going. Yeah, that leak's going to get much worse. So that's an oil passage right there. Excuse me. So what happened? Why did the block crack? I don't know. Here's my guess. Here's my guess. At some point in this vehicle's life, somebody did head gaskets. Somebody didn't clean the oil out of the head gasket, or out of the bolt hole in the block where the head bolt goes through. They went and tightened up the head bolt, and hydraulic pressure from the oil that was captured in the bolt hole, or coolant, whatever was captured in the bolt hole, cracked the block. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. I've seen where people have had silicone on the end of a bolt, or had too much silicone when they put something together and put a bolt in and rammed it down, and actually broken the aluminum below it, like because it hydraulics, and through hydraulic pressure, where's it going to go? You know, it has to go somewhere, and it blows the aluminum chunk out. So that's my theory. That's my guess. Obviously, I can't prove it, but that's what I believe happened. All right, let me shut this thing off. Hang on. Okay. All right. I mean, you could see just in that short time of running there how much has leaked out. But I mean, the fact that somebody siliconed it, I guess it must have lasted a little while. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it lasted a long time. I don't know. I can't tell. It does look like this thing's been apart just at some point, but I can't tell how long ago it was. I mean, judging by the mileage too, who the heck knows? So did it hold for a period of time? Yeah, sure. Could I grind that down, JB weld it? As far as I know, this carries school children, so I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to take a chance on a situation. If it was my own vehicle, sure, I would try it. If it was a regular customer's car, I would try it and tell them, you know, this is the possibility. But considering this carries school children, I wouldn't want to take a chance, because if anything happened and there was a fire, no, just it's safety related. No, I wouldn't do it. Not on this vehicle. I have done JB weld. I had seen it one time where somebody put in a oil pressure sensor on an old Quad 4. Remember those GM Quad 4s? And they go into the cam carrier, I think they called it. It wasn't the actual head, it was a piece above the head. I think they called it a cam carrier. But the oil pressure switch went in there, and somebody had put a new oil pressure switch in, over tightened, and actually cracked it. So what I wound up doing was I cleaned it all down with brake clean. I actually over tightened the oil pressure switch, cleaned inside the hole and everything else, took a drill at the end of where the crack was. I took a drill and I drilled a little hole in there, cleaned it out, you know, made sure everything was nice and clean. With the thing really tight, I packed it with JB weld, and then I loosened the oil pressure switch, because the oil pressure switch had a tapered fit. So this way the crack closed up onto the JB weld. Let the thing sit overnight, and it was fine after that. So, but like I said, on this vehicle, nah, I wouldn't want to be responsible for something like that. I wouldn't want to take a chance. So I wouldn't even offer that as a repair, and if the customer asked us if we could do that, I would say no. It's just too much of a liability. So anyway, safety first. All right, guys, well, that was kind of interesting. Hopefully getting something out of my videos. If you are, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.